Hi, this is Kelly Seal, and I'm doing a review of eHarmony for OnlineDater.com. So I joined the site about a month ago, and I wanted to go through the process of signing up and seeing what the site was all about, seeing how easy it was to use, and reporting back to you my thoughts on how effective it is just in terms of the online dating experience, how easy it is to use, the quality of matches, that type of thing. So I'm here to report back a little snapshot of my review, which you can read in full on Online Dater. So starting off, I wanted to talk a little bit about why people join eHarmony. This is definitely a site for those who are looking for long-term relationships, for marriage, for the real deal. If you're looking to hook up, this is not the right site for you. You're better off with something that does not take as much time, is not quite as an intense a process, something that's easy to download like Tinder. eHarmony is really focused on finding people relationships. So if you're looking to be matched with quality people who are also looking for long-term relationships, this is a good site to join. So just know before you join exactly what you want to get out of it, because eHarmony is serious. Now, the big kind of drawback to eHarmony that's also a plus, in my opinion, is the time commitment. So when you're going through the sign-up process, it took me about 90 minutes to complete. So it's a bit of a time commitment. You have to be willing to put in the time just to get through the initial process. Now, you don't have to do it all at once. You can save your work and come back to it if you only have 20 minutes here, 15 minutes there. So that's not so much of an issue. However, in order to get to your matches and to start really using the site, you have to complete the whole process. Now, it's a little bit redundant. They ask the same types of questions kind of in different ways, but it's with a specific purpose, because how eHarmony has set up its site and the algorithms, all of these questions kind of play into it and kind of weigh what type of person you are, what kind of dater you are, what kind of relationship you're looking for, so they can really hone in on quality matches for you. So this is a good and a bad thing. You just have to be willing to put in the time to reap the rewards of eHarmony. Moving on to cost. Now, eHarmony does charge a bit more than most dating sites. It's not free like a lot of dating apps that people use. And it's a little bit tricky to see what the pricing is, and unless you purchase a year membership or 6-month membership. When you get to the end of the sign-up process, they give you options of longer terms, like 6 months or a year. If you want to do just 1 month, which I did, you have to kind of scroll around a bit and look into the fine print and dig down deeper. So it takes a little bit of time to find that. And even when you do select 1 month, they prompt you to select at least 3 months. So they're really trying to discourage you from a short-term membership and more towards long-term. Because I only joined for a month, it was at the highest price possible, which was $60. However, the price discounts the longer you decide to be a member. So that's the cost. The coolest feature of eHarmony I found was what they call the Book of You. So my Book of Kelly, I used a pseudonym on the site, but my book basically described who I was, what I wanted, and most interestingly, it describes how other people may perceive you, both positive and negative. So in other words, if I'm optimistic and outgoing, people could perceive me as, either really fun to get, to hang out with, or they could see me as not very serious, or, there's just positive and negative connotations that people can take away from everyone. And so this gives you real insight into how to date and how you come across to people, and to kind of really think about, what you want to portray and how you want to portray yourself to other people. And also where your relationship weaknesses are. Like if you tend to be jealous, if you tend to be a little bit needy, it'll bring attention. This book tells you those strong and weak points about yourself. So that you are prepared going into a relationship. You can kind of see, oh, okay, I'm being a little bit, out of line here, or it just brings attention to things that you should know in a relationship. Now, matches. Now, here's an important feature that everybody wants to know about, because you want to know who the site's matching you with. You want to know, are these quality matches? You want to know, are they really right for me? Or are they just kind of matching me with random people? Now, eHarmony definitely, when you first start, when I first finished the initial sign-up process, I had 3 matches. And they were all outside of my range. So it was a little disconcerting, because I thought, oh my gosh, am I going to get like 1 match a day and he's going to live 60 miles away outside of my range? Take this with a grain of salt when you first sign up, because after a few days and even a week later, I had tons more matches. And what eHarmony does is, if you set specific filters for what you want, they also give you additional matches of who they think, based on your personality and questionnaire, you can match with. So in other words, even if somebody's just outside of your filters, they'll show you and ask you, hey, you might want to think about this person, even though they're not quite what you said you wanted. We think that they could be a good match for you. So that's a real benefit to me, because I think a lot of people have very specific ideas of who they want. And if you go a little bit outside of your comfort zone, or what you're normally attracted to, the type of person, I think this is a good thing. I think that it widens your options. You get to meet a lot more people. So this is a plus, in my opinion, of eHarmony. Let's talk a little bit about features. Now, eHarmony packs a lot of information into its site. And each person's profile is pretty extensive. And if you haven't completed your profile, which I didn't, I completed a lot of it, but it kept prompting me to complete more. The more information you give eHarmony, the better the matches for you. So this is a good thing, but also because of all the information, it's kind of all packed in, and, reading somebody's profile could take a little bit of time. It's not like, an app where you can just swipe through photos. So it's a little more extensive, but in a good way. So the features can get a little bit bogged down, in my opinion. It's a little difficult to navigate. You're given a list of everybody who's changed a profile picture or made some kind of update to their profile, whatever. So this was a little confusing to me, because mostly I just wanted to see what new people sent what new communications, and that was my main focus. So it took me a while to kind of just learn how to go directly to that, which you can, but you have to kind of search for it a little. So it's not the easiest thing to navigate. It's not very intuitive, in my opinion. But once you're on the site and once you're using it, you get to the hang of it. So communication. Now, this could be a real drawback for people as far as eHarmony goes, because you can't just email somebody and say, hey, you want to grab a coffee? Or, hey, I think you're hot. Let's go out. You can't do any of those things on eHarmony, because they have a guided communication process. So basically, it takes you through 3 steps of Q&As back and forth before you get to the point where you can email one of your matches. Now, you do have the option, if you just want to go straight to the email, you can go straight to the email, but the other person has to agree too. So you both have to agree. Let's skip all the Q&A stuff. Let's just talk. Let's set up a date. Let's meet each other. So you do have that option, but it has to be mutual. Most people choose to go through the guided communication process. So in my opinion, if you're an impatient dater, this is going to frustrate you. And also, when you go through this communication process, you could be missing out on people who are already to the dating stage, and so therefore maybe they get lax on their communication. You don't hear from them again, so you miss out on opportunities, in my opinion, if you're not on it every day, communicating as quickly as possible with potential matches. So that's the downside I see. You really have to commit the time, and you have to commit every day, at least looking at your matches and looking what you can do. Now, let's talk a little bit about the mobile app, because I think more so than logging into your computer at work or your laptop at home or whatever, you're going to be using your phone and checking your matches on your phone and checking your communication on your phone, which is better anyway, because it's more accessible, and that means you can be better in touch with your matches. So the mobile app is basically just a streamlined version of the eHarmony website. So there's still all the information kind of packed into one thing. So when you look at somebody's profile, you're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And it can be a little bit daunting and not really, it's not really app friendly. However, the good thing about eHarmony is that you can find what you're looking for. You can go directly to your communications. You can, email or answer the Q&As, the guided communication directly from your phone, and it makes it more accessible. It'll give you little alerts so that you know what's happening. So I'd say, all in all, eHarmony is a great tool if you are interested in long-term relationships, if you're interested in finding somebody who's going to be the one. If you're just looking to date, if you're looking to just get back out there and have it be really casual, this is not a good site for you, because there's a lot of time and effort that is put in. If you are looking for a casual relationship, then it's better if you find another site that won't be so time consuming. But if you're really focused, this is a great option, and I recommend it. Thank you. This is Kelly Seal for OnlineDater.com. You can check out my website at www.kellyseal.com. And I have a new book out called Date Expectations, a guide to changing your dating life and finding real love, for those of you who are interested, on Amazon and iTunes, and also through my website. Thanks for listening. Have a good night.